Good evening and good night from yammybtv. Wishing you all well, sending loads of love as usual. Bedtime story, and this one's a bit of a horrific one, horrendous one, whatever you want to call it, all a mixture, all in one. We know through yammybtv, but not just through yammybtv, that prison is full of unsavoury characters. Some of the ones I've met along the way come from all walks of life in the criminal underworld, if you like. And there are a set, we got the normal armed robbers, vans, security vans, post offices. We call them the regular armed robbers, but not the robbers of drug dealers, I say. The robbing of drug dealers was one of those things that have been around for a while, but really, I say, came to light around the late 80s, the early 90s, from certain sections of London, moved around to Manchester, to Liverpool, unless you lot tell me more, because I'm a bit behind because I was in prison. But prison is a breeding ground for those hardcore robbers searching for information. Not just to commit crime whilst they're in jail, because it doesn't happen a lot, but they take that information they gain from prison, and when they get out, they could possibly use it against you to commit crime against you and others around you, to take away your things when you're released, or when they get out, or when they get a chance to. Now, in the early days, it didn't used to happen a lot, but these days, going to prison and boasting about your crimes and what you're in for, you can come up with more than what you've bargained for, so to speak, because loose lips sink ships. And on this occasion, I'm going to tell you about a time. We're going to go back, way back. It's going to be Loudon Grange. And I had a friend, a nice guy, really. If you ask my personal opinion, I would say that he wasn't cut out to be a drug dealer. My idea of a drug dealer, a big-time drug dealer, was that he would be assertive. One, he would have to have leader qualities, and he would have to have that no sense of, if you mess about with me, I'll get you taken out. You can't be a big-time drug dealer and come across as too nice a guy, as easy pickings. Like to say, I'm all right, I'll do business with you, come and see me, I'm fine. You can take liberties with me, I won't do nothing to you. You see what I mean? It doesn't really work like that. But some people can talk themselves into it. And one of those people that it happened to was somebody close to me. And it was a violation of the highest order. So, all right, Loudon Grange, boasting. Never met the people what I'm going to be talking about now, but I've heard of them through others in those gangs around London, say, some of them even around Liverpool, Manchester, everywhere, if you like, because, in jail, London, Manchester, Liverpool, Birmingham, sometimes all the hardcore lot can join forces together. And if they think there's something on, they can join forces and they can take out a crime on you. And so to speak, this guy was over talking, and he was telling the wrong person his background, his information. My name's blah blah blah. Do you know blah blah blah? I know him. Yeah, he's my boy. Yeah, everything's all right. Yeah, I know him through him. And yeah, is it? How yeah. I'm a big time shotter. Yeah, I sell boxes. Boxes of what? Boxes of white, boxes of B, boxes of everything. Yeah, really? Oh, good. So he's taking it all in. He's lapping it all up, because in his mind, he's thinking, you might be thinking when you're selling him that he's going to be looking at you, oh, big time dealer. That puts you high up the ladder and someone to be reckoned with, kind of thing. Doesn't mean that at all these days, especially these days. What it means is, by you revealing such things, you're opening the door to be attacked. And so it happened, and it happened in prison. And this was the first time, round about this time was around. I've seen a few happen on a smaller scale, but to this level, never to this level until this time, and then saw worse things, even murder, after that. So prison. You can get information from anywhere. You only have to know somebody from somewhere who knows somebody from somewhere. You only have to fall out with some. Why is it that everybody falls out with everyone at some stage? You could be close to someone, or so it seems, and then a year down the line you stop talking, but he knows all your secrets, and he can go and reveal them to the enemies of yours, which they'll be rubbing their hands with glee, going, "Yeah, thank you very much, please." Right. He got taken advantage of. He was boasting about boxes, and they've taken him on, started walking around the yard with him, winning his confidence. Can you do business from here in Loudon? Well, I've got a man I can phone, you know, big talk. I might be able to just make a phone call, and, you know, you can, as long as you've got the money. I'm like, well, what are the prices like for Wyatt? Blah, 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 blah. A box, don't know how much it was. I'm not a drugs man. I think a box around about that time would have been, sorry, slurping. Box around that time would have been about 30, 40, something like that. Maybe even more, I can't remember. Anyway. The geezer, who is the big time drug dealer, knows full well the ones he's talking to have serious reputations for robbing people outside. They're known for it. Fact. When you speak about their names, the first thing that comes to your mind is, oh yeah, him. Oof, I wouldn't let him know too much. Robber man, that. He's the last person you want to know where anything is. Anyway, he did, and he let him in. But over lunch, he changed his mind. He made a deal before the bang up. Said, yeah, I might be able to arrange something. But on careful inspection, he's lying on his bed and he's thought, I don't fancy this too much. I don't know why I've got him to talk. So he's had second thoughts about all this. Anyway, when they've come out, now he's decided, nah, the geezer that I was going to deal with, he's not about at the moment, and I won't be able to get hold of him for a couple of months. And once I do, I'll let you know. You know, he's kind of palmed him off, basically, that it can still happen, but it's not going to happen for now. Anyway, left it for a day or two, plotting and planning going on behind the scenes. I think he's cottoned on. I think that really he has got it. He's got people that have got it. I know this, I know that. Right. But Loudon Grange, you've got extra time out. Different private jails are different from normal HMPs. You've got more time out of your cells. So they must have planned it in the daytime where you got longer out on association. They planned it that you get unlocked at 1:30, 1:45. You're not going to bang up till about 5 or whatever time it is, or you're out till 7 even. So the door doesn't actually get shut. That's how I remember Loudon. I was in there when it first opened in 1999. So I've got a rough picture of the outlook of it, if you get what I mean. I still remember up to date how it runs. Now, as soon as the doors open, one from London, one from Liverpool, one from Manchester, well-known one, turned up at his door, pushed the door open, pushed his door shut, locked it, no key. You're allowed to lock it yourself from the inside. Yo, how you doing? Blah, 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 blah. Here what, bruv? We're looking at a couple of boxes, you know. Yeah. I'm going to sort that for you, but it can't happen for now because the geezer, nah. Woof. Things are being drawn out by way of weapons. You're going to sort it out right now. Even worse than that, they've got his phone book, got his numbers, ring blah blah blah, and we want that delivered before bang up tonight. You're not going nowhere. You're not coming out of the cell. So they sealed off the spy hole, had him locked off in there like he'd been kidnapped on the out, and basically he's ringing around. At first, he can't get through to no one. At first, he can't get through to the people that he wanted. They're saying, nah, we're not delivering no boxes or nothing. You're going to have to sort it out for yourself. So they started sending videos of him drinking wee-wee, being tortured, basically cut, whatever. All the things that at the other end are going to make your people think, please, don't leave me here. They're going to murder me in here today. So what they've done is agreed to their demands and got 1, 2, 3, I think it 3 or 4 kilos of cocaine dropped off. And basically, before bang up, it was delivered and it was all sorted, right? So the next day, now it's common knowledge. The whole wing knows you've been robbed. That's the last thing you want everybody to know. And he's got to face that as well, coming out and, you know, looking around, other people going, what's happening, bruv? How did that happen to you? Like, you know, you talk too much. You shouldn't have let their man know nothing, you know, that kind of stuff. That's the last thing he wants to hear. Right, so he's delivered it over. They've got a good divide up there, 3, 4 kilos from prison. You're serving a sentence and you're making a raise in there as well that can set you up for when you get out. So basically, you're back in front. If you weren't in front before, that was. So you might be coming away with a few quid. Who knows? Who cares? So the only thing in his favour was the next day it all come on top anyway. I think a couple they got into some skirmish later on, and a couple of other men represented it for him on that day, and it all kicked off, and they all ended up down the block. The only saving grace for him is, I heard through the grapevine, that the quality and percentage of the cocaine was only 1 of 4%. So he didn't really lose that much. But these are the kind of things that take place in prison, I'm afraid. And, you know, loose lips sink ships, like I've said already. When you're going to prison, thinking that you're somebody outside and telling people what you are, or being known for being what you want people to know, can lead you and people close to you at serious risk of harm. You must be very, very careful, because it's not just you that has to suffer when these things take place. It's your people outside, because once those enemies you make inside, or people that are onto you inside, once they've got addresses of those close to you, your life and their life, their life and your life. These medications, they enough get on my nerves. Really and truly can leave people's lives never the same again. They got to move house. They got to cut ties with you, because you've become a loose cannon. Basically, you've become a loose. How can we put it? You've come now into someone that no one really wants to deal with again, because you're seen as easy meat. If you get what I mean. So that's just one aspect, and there's many things that have happened. You know, we even heard of a case in recent times where information was received, and they got information from somewhere else that somebody they were after was visiting a man one morning in a London jail, and somehow his enemies got to hear that he was coming up to visit, and apparently he got sniped by a man on a motorbike outside the prison. So there you are. Those are the things that are happening in our jails around the country. Now, another thing I wanted to bring up as well, I'd just like to know what some of you would do in certain situations, like talking to a man, or through the grapevine, not me personally, but, you know, he has spoken to other people about, you know, when people tell their stories and regrets about life, and, you know, especially the life that I talk about, and the fakeness of it all, and the danger that I've just been explaining about putting others at risk. And it's no other person that could be a worse risk than your own mother. Now, this guy says, you can take it how you want. I want to know what many of you would do in the same situation. One night, he's outside. He gets a call, and he gets a call from his enemies. Right? We're at your house. We've got your mum. Right? So if you come back now, we'll let her live, and you can go. We'll deal with you. Whatever's coming to you, because you're going to be punished no matter what. Your mum will be set free. You know what he said? He said, nah. He said, he put his mum on the phone. He said, no, mum, I won't be coming back, for the simple reason is I know that if I come back, they're not only going to kill me, is they're still going to kill you. So it doesn't make no sense that I come back. Bad move. Scum move. Not going back to protect your own mother. That's the first thing that springs to mind. But when you think about it realistically, has he got a point? Is there going to be any justice, or is it going to help anybody by him coming back to his mum's address and putting everybody at risk, his mum and him? Because I can bet, I'll bet, I wouldn't bet my whole house on it, but I would bet that, you know, if you do turn up, they're not going to leave your mother as a witness. If they're going to take you out, honestly, they're not really. If it's that serious, so I'll sit on judgment on this one. But I'm wondering if I would have done the same thing. My poor mum, I would have been thinking maybe I couldn't leave my mum in the hands of, you know, such gruesome, horrible, horrendous, whatever way you want to call it, bunch of killers. But easier said now than faced with it over a phone, if you get what I mean. The funniest one I heard, right? He's no longer around now. Many men were after him as well, rest in peace. Decent bloke as well. One night he got a phone call, and it was a few youngsters that were after him, apparently, or so, or allegedly so. And they've said, listen, we've got a girl here. If you don't come and come and get her, we are going to kill her. And you know what he said? He said, listen, kill her. I don't care what you want to do. You're not going. That one's not going to work on me. And that's what he said. And did they do it? No, they didn't. What apparently happened is he got them nicked for kidnapping her, and they went to jail. And then he said that he would drop the charges on them if they paid 15 or 20 grand to him. And apparently they paid it, and they got back out. So I don't know how true that one is, but again, these are the kind of things that can happen in that life. Is someone else's life more important than yours at the time? You know, is it fair to say there are some real unsavory characters that are not going to be putting others before their own lives? Sorry to say. But me, I don't know. I might have done it different. I might have been frightened. Maybe I'm not as callous as some, or maybe I would have been as smart, probably, and realised that by doing as they want or doing as they please, it's not really going to bring any results to either side, if you get what I mean. It's only going to end up the way that it's going to end up. So have a good night. Maybe tonight I'll be up to, what am I on about? I'll be up tomorrow. I'm just going to catch up on the football tonight. Sending loads of love. See you soon.